who go to the gym who have no hygiene. You know what I mean? I get it. Some people don't believe in deodorant, stuff like that. But, like, think about the person next to you. Think about who you with. Like, for me, if I got some stuff that falls over or something like that, I'm going to pick it up, throw it away. One quote that I heard somebody say is, like, how you do some things is how you do all things in your life. So if you sloppy and you bring that into the gym, just know that there's other people that got to deal with that. But, if you want to get around that, I just say go to a nicer gym. Pay the price. Be proud to pay, because if you and that's not me shooting down any of those like cheaper gyms. Y'all know what I'm talking about, them $10 a month. But sometimes it ain't right. It ain't cool. You open up some of them lockers and you see stuff in there like, what is that? And even you using the shower to facilities after somebody else, people leaving stuff on the toilets, all types of stuff. But I think that's home training too. So yep,
definitely. I say just treat it like your house, but some people don't even treat their house.
Right, that's what I mean. They just nasty.
But just be respectful that other people coming to the gym. I brought this up because I was traveling with my lady and we went down to San Diego. And
shout out Mike's lady.
Shout out Cindy. So we were down in San Diego, and I'm not gonna say the name of the gym, but I just popped my head in a random gym, wanted to get a workout, and they had I didn't have my gloves on me at hand, but they had gloves that you could borrow from the gym. They had a heavy bag and all the boxing equipment, but the gloves had that nasty stench.
Yeah.
Like, the gloves, like even playing football, like when you haven't washed your football gloves all season and it gets about November, that end of the season, and every time you take the glove off, your hand still
and it lingers.
It lingers.
It's just there.
And that was in their gloves that was at this gym, and that was the first thing that it just stood out with me. Like, the gym was it looked nice, but I was like, damn. I could tell they've never cleaned these gloves.
Right.
And again, I'm not trying to bash that gym, but I'm just speaking from experience because I run a gym. I run boxing classes. Right. And I got gloves out there that I let people borrow all the time.
Right.
You ain't going to have that experience because that's something that's just always on my mind, to clean the gloves. If you sweat in it, wipe them down, So gym hygiene is very important. You don't want to spread any infections.
Yeah, you taught me that. You taught me to wash my gloves like that. You said, hey, man, grab some clean wipes, man. Wipe out the inside, wipe out the outside.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah, so, those are some topics that I had in mind to talk to you about. Is there anything that you would like to bring up in terms of anything business related, or any events or anything that you have, or anything passionate that you're passionate about right now that you have going on?
Something that I want to put out there and just put out them good vibes is that for my wife and I, one of our whys and our goals is we want to give options to the optionless. Growing up the way my wife and I both did, she also grew up in Oakland, but we didn't feel we had options to succeed in life. And, I feel what a lot of our generation does, and even people older than us, is that we put ourselves in a box of the past, and it keeps us from living out our future to the best ability. We hold ourselves back by labels that other people gave us. You fat, you this, you been to jail, you this, you a felon, all this and that, or the color of your skin, your sexuality preference, whatever it might be, that has no bearing on how you succeed in life. The only thing that keeps you from succeeding in life is fear and doubt. And as long as you have hope and you push forward and you choose to succeed, you will succeed. The best advice I could give somebody who wants to succeed is, in whatever field you want to succeed in, go to somebody who has fruit on that tree. No matter what it is, you want to be fit, go find somebody like Mike who's fit. You know what I mean? You want somebody who can teach you how to cook, go to that Top Chef. You want somebody who can school you in how to become financially successful and set your life up, go to somebody who has fruit on the tree. Stop taking opinions from people who ain't never did what they talking about. That's like, when people, even especially in the health field or in the fitness field, you got a lot of people who are like Monday quarterbacks, you know what I mean? Like Monday day quarterbacks, they're around the water cooler. Oh, you should do this keto and this and that. I'm like, bro, you like 280 right now. What you doing? You can't really give me an opinion on something you haven't done yourself. I don't take marriage advice from people who are divorced. I don't take financial advice from people who are broke.
For real.
That success principle number one is association. So my heart is to teach people and to tell people whatever you want to do in life, you can be successful. Just go find somebody who's super successful at it and tell them, buy them lunch. Say, hey, how can I learn from you? How can I do what you've done? How can I be in your back pocket so I can learn from you? You got to humble yourself and learn how to gain mentors in your life so you can learn from the wise. You walk with the wise, you will become wise, but catch that wordage. You have to walk with them. You can't just watch them from a side. You got to pay attention, learn, and walk it out. You got to act. But yeah,
and just to build on that and to not feel entitled. And when you go seek that knowledge from somebody, don't expect them to give you an 8th place trophy. Right. Expect to go through, whatever the necessary steps are that you need to go through, because there are learning steps and you can't miss that. Right. So
that's big because like for even like somebody like me, I had to go through a 4 to 6 week process just to build a trust to learn from the people I'm learning from today. And some people are like, oh, I don't got time for that. Well, then you don't got time for success. That's like if somebody's dodging you. You hear stories about success all the time. You take like somebody like J. Cole, for instance, who sat outside Jay-Z's record label until he saw Jay-Z and was able to give him the CD. You know what I mean? And now look at him. But it's because he didn't give up, and it's because he sought that association. People got to fight for that. You got to go earn that. You want somebody to take time out their day and invest time into you. You got to be willing to do that for yourself. That's something that John Maxwell says. He says, I find people all the time who say, invest into me. Would you invest into me? And he's like, no, invest into yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Where you got people who will spend like, a month's or a year's worth of their income to buy something to invest in themselves. It's like you watch that show Shark Tank. Yeah. One of the biggest questions they always ask people who go up there is how much of your own money have you invested into this? Yeah. And every time it's somebody who's like, oh, well, I haven't invested any of my money. They're like, next, like I'm good. I'm not going to invest in you if you won't invest in yourself.
How do you really believe in it?
You see what I'm saying? And that's everything in life. If you're not willing to put forth your best effort and fight for the association that it takes to become successful, in my opinion, you won't become successful. There's the rare ones who will just go through the minefield and blow off a leg here, lose some fingers over there, and might crawl through. But I don't want to go through that. I'd rather go find somebody who got a map, who been back and forth across the minefield a dozen times and could take me there easily. You know what I mean? Without having to bump my head 1,000 times. You know what I mean? Just like when I used to box with you say, duck, man, duck. Watch out,
That's right.
I had to learn how to duck. I kept getting hit, man.
you was trying to play football in the box.
Right. Use your head. Not here, man. Not here. Yeah.
But, yeah, man. So, and that's really why I brought you on the show, Alex, because you always been a solid dude. And you practice what you preach. And you just ain't just pulling shit out your ass. You go through and do your research. You're an avid reader. Are there any books right now that you would like to recommend? Maybe me and Mo were talking about getting a book club started on the show.
Oh, that's what's up. I always, for couples, number one read that I always recommend is The 5 Love Languages. If you haven't heard about it, check it out. And another book for couples is called Love and Respect. Both of those books drastically changed my relationship and my love life. I learned how to love my wife the way she needed to be loved and not how I expected me to be loved. And then just for depending on what people are doing in their lives, just look for subjects that you're interested in growing in. That's the problem, is that most of us, we get out of high school or college and we stop growing. We stop learning. You know what I mean? Everybody turns on these TV shows and is just taking in what they feeding you instead of feeding yourself. And that goes back to like health. Our minds and our bodies are the same. Whatever we put in is what is going to be the outer appearance. If all you listening to is crap rap and I don't know what shows are on right now, drama.
Reality TV.
Yeah, reality, whatever it is. I don't got cable. But, any of that stuff that you're putting into your mind, that's what you're going to come out. And that's why you hear most people gossiping and drama, all that stuff, and all this cheating and thinking like, oh, marriage don't work and stuff like that. Why do you even think that? It's only because you've only seen examples like broadcasted to you that it doesn't work. Why don't you get around some people who it actually did work if that's something that you actually want to work? Back to what I was saying, association. And that's what books are. You can be mentored by all these people that you look up to through their books. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know John Maxwell personally, but I read a lot of his books. I don't know Vincent Peale. I think he's passed, but you know what I mean? Like, I read a lot of his books. One of the books that I'm reading by him right now is Enthusiasm Makes the Difference. And that's key, bro, to just go out and live life positively and love on people, man. You know what I mean? One of the great books, what was it called? How to Win Friends and Influence People. I advise any and everybody to read that book just to be a good person, man, because you learn how to listen to people instead of just thinking about what you're going to say next to somebody will make a drastic difference in all your relationships in life. You know? But yeah, that's key. And that's by Carnegie, Dale Carnegie.
Man, I'm gonna look into that. Man, Alex, man, it was great having you on the show. I appreciate you. It's always love with you, man, and you always welcome to come get back on with me.
Right
you
on.
know, if you ever got anything, hot topic or anything you want to speak on, or if you just want to slide through the gym, pass it through the hood.
We're going to get this work in.
Yeah, the man came, he going to get some work out in too, so it's all good. But until next time, this is Mike Lee. You are listening to the Lee's Fitness Unlimited podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can also look us up online at www.leesfitnessunlimited.com. We are also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at leefitunlimited.com. All right, we out.